Row in the making. Actor turned politician Kamal Haasan stoked controversy with his latest statement claiming that Kannada was born out of Tamil language. Now, this statement led to massive protests by pro-Kannada groups who tore posters of Kamal Haasan's upcoming movie, Thug Life, and demanded an apology from him. Kamal Haasan's statement has touched a raw nerve and also led to a massive political debate on the issue.
Kamal Haasan, the actor-cum-politician, recently sparked controversy by claiming Kannada came from Tamil. Despite protests from Kannada organizations, he stood firm, refusing to apologize. Today, we're going to dive deep, not just into what he said, but why he said it. What's the method behind the madness? First, let's set the facts straight. Was he right? Did Kannada actually evolve from Tamil? Absolutely not. Both languages belong to the South Dravidian family, making them linguistic siblings, not parent and child. But unlike Tamil, Kannada has been deeply influenced by Prakrit and Sanskrit, shaping its script, vocabulary, and grammar in a very distinct way. So why make such a claim? Let's look at another statement from him.
இந்து மதங்கிற பேர் ராஜராஜ சோழன் காலத்துல கிடையாதுங்க. அப்படி வைணவம்னு இருந்தது, சைவம்னு இருந்தது, சமணம்னு இருந்ததே தவிர அது வெள்ளக்காரங்க நமக்கு வச்ச பேர். என்ன சொல்றதுன்னு தெரியாம தூட்டுக்குறைன்னு சொன்ன மாதிரி தான். எல்லாரும் எங்களுக்கு மதங்கள் வெவ்வேறு இருந்தது. அதையெல்லாம் 8ஆம் நூற்றாண்டில் ஆதிசங்கரங்கிறவரு ஷண்மத ஸ்தாபனம்னு பண்றாரு. இதெல்லாம் சரித்திரம். அந்த சரித்திரத்தை இங்கே சொல்லக்கூடாது.
Is that true? Again, no. The Chinese scholar Xuanzang, who visited India even before the Cholas rose to power, wrote about a distinctive religious system, what we now broadly call Hinduism. In fact, the blending of Shaivism and Vaishnavism began much earlier, during the Gupta period. The idea that Adi Shankaracharya invented Hinduism by simply merging existing sects is a gross oversimplification of a much longer and more complex historical process. It's ridiculous to believe that one man just showed up and merged everything into a new religion. The reality? This synthesis was an ongoing process over centuries, shaped by poets, saints, scholars, kings, and millions of ordinary worshippers. Adi Shankara played an important role, no doubt, but he was one chapter in a much larger story. And here's something even more fascinating. The Pandyas, who were contemporaries of the Cholas, worshipped Meenakshi as their Kuladevata, their family deity. Now here's where it gets interesting. In Tamil tradition, Meenakshi is considered an avatar of Parvati, married to Shiva, and her brother is none other than Vishnu, who, in the sacred wedding legend, performs the role of giving her away. What does that tell us? That Shaivism, Vaishnavism, and Shaktism were not rival religions, but deeply interwoven culturally and theologically. Even in medieval South India, the lines were blurred, identities were shared, and unity in diversity was the norm. So, when someone says there was no Hinduism back then, just isolated sects, they're ignoring centuries of living tradition and spiritual synthesis. So the question remains, why is Kamal Haasan saying all this? It's part of a larger effort to create a distinct Dravidian identity, one based on different languages, cultures, and even religious narratives, separate from what's considered mainstream Indian history. Now, some might say, so what? It's just identity politics. Everyone does it. Let me tell you about Rwanda. Rwanda once had 3 major groups: Hutu, Tutsi, and TWA. Yes, there were social differences, but the boundaries weren't rigid. It was even possible for a Hutu to become an honorary Tutsi, based on wealth, influence, or favor. Then came Belgian colonization. The Belgians imposed permanent ethnic classifications, turning fluid social identities into rigid racial ones. They declared the Tutsis a superior race, backed by missionary narratives that said Tutsis were foreign and Hutus were native. Sounds eerily familiar, doesn't it? Like the Aryan versus Dravidian debates we hear in India? The result? One of the worst genocides in human history. Between 500,000 and 662,000 people were massacred. And afterwards, 93% of the population converted to Christianity, the religion of their colonizers. If we don't learn from others' history, we may end up repeating it. So what does Kamal Haasan have to do with all this? I'll leave you with one more quote from him. and you can decide for yourself.
A little later, you got two big breaks in the film world with Arangetam and then again even with Apurva Ragangar. Did you realize that in fact you weren't going to be a dancer, you were going to become Kamal Haasan, the great actor?
Nothing was planned. As a dancer, I wanted to be Uday Shankar Saab. Then as I went and I had some view of the world, I did about 40, 50 programs in Maharashtra. And when I came back, I'd broken my leg on stage doing some acrobatic stuff. And they said, you won't be able to dance again. So I was working with Christian Arts and Communication Center, spreading the word of Christ.
But maybe you think we're reading too much into all this, right? Okay, then let me show you one last example. Devanayagam once claimed that Tiruvalluvar was a Christian.
அப்படின்றது எந்த அடிப்படையில நீங்க சொல்றீங்க?
திருக்குறளுக்கு உரை எழுதுறவங்க, திருக்குறளை பாராட்டுறவங்க எல்லாம் கிறிஸ்தவங்க.
இங்க வந்த சென்ட் தாமஸ்க்கும் திருவள்ளுவருக்கும் என்ன தொடர்பு?
சென்ட் தாமஸ் உருவாக்கின திருச்சபையில ஞானஸ்தானம் பெற்றவர் தான் திருவள்ளுவர். சென்ட் தாமஸ் காலத்தில் கூட வாழல. சென்ட் தாமஸ் காலம் கிபி முதல் நூற்றாண்டு.
திருவள்ளுவர் இஸ் a Christian அப்படின்னு ஜியு போப்பே மென்ஷன் பண்றாரு.
இமேஜின் தானே சொல்லியிருக்காரு.
இல்ல அப்படி சொல்றாரு. அவர் கிறிஸ்தவராக இருக்க கூடும் அப்படின்றத.
And believe it or not, former DMK chief Karunanidhi even wrote the preface to a book promoting that idea. So let me ask you, have you ever seen Kamal Haasan or his ideological peers protesting this blatant appropriation of Tamil identity? No outrage, no speeches, no interviews, nothing. Ask yourself why. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into India's political affairs. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and join the conversation.